Hello there YouTube and welcome back to the channel. Today is part 12 of our playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Quick catch up from where we were at part 11. So in part 11 we met a Malthus, who is the praetor, or I suppose if you like, the Pope essentially of the Orestian religion. Rex had a sort of, whilst we were talking to him, had a kind of a not premonition, I'm not quite sure what the right word is, but he kind of felt like he was talking to a Malthus, which was visualized through the cutscene. And he couldn't tell whether he was, at times, whether he was talking to a Malthus himself or to Malos as well. Which when he talked to the party later, they kind of said, well, maybe it's just his enhanced sensitivity, if you like, to these things, because he's a driver. He's also an Aegis driver. Then, at the same time as this was going on, Jin got hold of an ancient piece of tech from a civilization that created flesh eaters, which he used to potentially try and start a war between Moradin and Uriah. It was determined that we would assist Morag and Bridget in investigating what was going on, because the party didn't know what happened at that point. And we travelled to a pretty much wrecked Titan known as Temperentia, a very hostile land, where we got onto the Titan and defeated Jin, and we ended the story section with us being defeated, which we shouldn't have done. That's not part of the story, but we died to a defense mechanism on this Titan. Other things we completed, we did a small part of Azami's blade quest, but we to unlock her affinity chart further. Unfortunately, we needed a field skill which we didn't have sufficient of at the time, so we will continue from there, I think. So let's crack on, shall we? Yeah, save and close it every time I play, so do a long ones. So there is something else I want to check we've done before we go back. It's Mithra. Right, she's got nothing on her at all. So what we're going to do to make life a little easier for ourselves, we're very quickly, just going to skip travel to Argentum. We'll go to here. Now, someone we need to find.
Keep a close eye out for trouble.
Is he on this
Where
side?
do we go from here?
Okay. I think it's on the other side. I think it must be the other side of the port. Okay. Got loads of side quests we can do here, but we're not going to do any of them just yet. If we do any of them at all. I'm looking for a particular character who should be around here somewhere, who's been around since chapter 3. Got him. Oh, maybe not him. I'm sorry, it doesn't sound it's not the person we're after. Rex very much changed since the last time seen Rex. Even Nop and Driver for him now. Nop and Driver quite rare. Yep. Tell me your little story of amazing Nop and Driver. Name of Noripika. Just as we say, Driver Nopon quite rare breed. But Noporic not just driver. First and foremost, he was a great salvager. Much like Rex, both driver and salvager now. I see. Noperic used power blade to defeat many monsters and then attack while salvage. Such amazing work, was known for time as the legend salvager. But life not always goes same as planned. Is that so? It happened one day, blue bright sky, it looked like perfect salvage weather. Suddenly dark clouds cover blue sky, the mist cover ground, hail fall down and even snow pile up. Ever since that day, nobody seen Noperic again. Some say Noperic returned home, but get gobbled up by gluttonous marrow. What we're trying to say is even the most amazing salvage have bad days, so never let guard down. Even here people say gluttonous marrying around Chisanga wastes in more at Dane lately, so friends be careful. Really monster. Okay. Right, needs to find this guy because he's got something useful to us. I just can't remember where he is. There's a knock on we need to talk to. Somewhere about these places. This place. There he is. Here's the one I was after. Bro. Is something wrong? Bro went out to salvage the other day, came back with special looking orc score. But Bro, not driving, not very knowledgeable about this kind of thing. No reason to hold on to. How about Bro give to friends as gift? Maybe could have equipped ourselves and give tests run. Just personal opinion of Bro, but should be just right for Blade who really into smashing and brawling. Hey, thank you. Oh, that's what we wanted. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go characters, Mithra, and up here. So if we can make any of these, let's say 8, I think we haven't got the gear to do that one yet, unfortunately. Opening art. 2. That might be a good one to put on her at some point. Let's see what ones we can make, shall we? No, I don't want to fight, it would be too low level. Can we access this yet? I doubt it. We'll see, because we need to really get
Poppy power! I know Noppon's like the back of my... Leave Noppon to Poppy! Don't.
no. What do we need to do to get her up to level 3? I can't remember. Speak to Noppon. We can redo this to unlock his charter somewhat. Because he's not got any skills, it literally hinges on us getting in there and not paying for it. So I believe it's rather expensive. Why should Retaranta do with empty warehouse? No use, better to give to someone for free. Something wrong. Meh, you people drivers and blades. Rentarenta, inherit useless warehouse from salvages out upon. No use to me, I was wondering what to do. But maybe some blades of friends want extra space to use. Want bookcases maybe, or just places to store lots of their favourite stuff. Low price of 100,000 G. Didn't I just hear you say something about free? Well, if friends find way into your house without opening door, by all means use contents to heart. Yeah, not happening. It's slightly better offer. Friends will not take any better offer than this. If friends change mine, come back and see Renter at any time. Right, so we need to talk to about another load of another ones. Tortor trying to study his history from salvage artifacts. Got any interesting info? No one really knows if salvage is really used in way as described today. A good example is Giant's black ring. It looks like a ring from very giant finger, but what happened to the giant? Wow, pretty impressive. It piqued your imagination, mate. Everything's so interesting. So we can't do it yet. I'm not going to stand around talking to them for ages. Right, so we got what we came for. So skip travel to Temperentia. We only get on the central plane. That's impressive. So we could essentially side skip the ins. Oh, I see. That's a shame. It's alright, I thought it was going to let us sidestep the Titan battle from it and get onto the
Keep a close eye out for trouble. Where do we go from here?
floor. Right, so that's what we've got to defeat, which is what we died to right at the end of last Tuesday's video.
Winds.
Oh, sorry, the last video you did.
Frenzy and
I
fleeting
recorded the last video
ages.
yesterday for
Engage.
reference, that's what I said yesterday a lot.
I'm going all in.
So let's just...
Do not underestimate them. And now! Yes!
Hey, did you
It didn't connect. Sword bash! Rolling smash! Anchor shot!
do it?
Let us make use of it now. Go for it!
Oh, you call it punishment.
Armor veil! Why not? Yes! Sword Maybe we'll get out of this. It didn't connect.
One shot.
Anchor shot!
Let me
Make
show
no.
retrieve it. Photon edge.
No, I'm
Don't
fired. Rolling
Just
smash!
want to keep it up.
Sword make haste and retreat. Anchor shot! Ha! Woodcutter!
Don't do this quick again. I'm just going to this weather first.
Why not?
So that's water orb. So I'm going to get every orb on him.
Rolling smash! Go for it! Just give me the order!
Photon edge. Show you how it's
Gotcha!
done.
Ha! No effect!
One shot.
Rolling smash!
Let me take it.
Sword back!
Bridget,
Yeah, give me level 1 too quick.
Didn't connect? Bridget, none can withstand my blame. Break! Anchor shot!
Now it's time to get some healing.
Oops. That's going to leave a bruise.
Yeah! No effect! This is rolling smash! One shot! Anchor shot!
Let me take
Make
it. Let me show you.
I'm not using Mirror's Weather this time.
This is the culmination of years
We'll save that for a little while, in a minute, my dear.
Great anchor shot! Let us make use of it now! Sword bash! Rolling smash! Anchor shot! Ha! Sword bash! Anchor shot! This is when we prove ourselves! Just let me know if you need it to touch me now!
Do it on level 4.
Why not? Ha!
If she gets a level 4 engaged quick enough.
Focus. Break.
Everything I've got! Sure!
Concentrate, Rex.
Sacred arrow!
Excellent work.
Goes well! Sword back! Anchor shot! Make haste and retreat! Rolling smash!
Hey, pay attention to me.
Ha! It'll be fine! We can turn it around! Sword back! Anchor shot!
We can do it.
A zombie!
I'm
it.
more
No.
important to show you how it's done. Here I come.
Blade! Much obliged. Element is now electric. Overfall! Armor crusher! Daring shot!
Come on, Nick, for those who like it. So we've got a light and water.
Mithra! You missed it hard. Sword bash! Rolling smash!
Oops, that hurt.
Don't get them a moment's rest!
And then we've got a dark light. Dark light. Now this is his level 3, which I don't think we've seen before. What we're going to get from it. Probably not a great deal, but better than nothing.
Sword bash! Is the culmination!
Win for sure.
I like your attitude!
Ow!
Yeah! Just why not? I am
Now Rex, do you need some healing done?
No, I can keep going.
Take it easy.
And
Losing
all right
focus.
there.
Rex.
Don't give up on me. It didn't connect. Break.
Come on.
I shall defend you to the last. Anchor shot. Make haste and retreat. Sword bash.
Jaguar smash.
Why not?
It didn't
Rolling smash. Anchor shot. Ha! Ha! Sword bash.
Oh, too slow. Right. Hold that thought.
Just give me the order. Why not? Anchor shot.
Now's our chance to get some healing.
Don't give them a moment's rest.
You need to be
We will not Woodcutter. No effect. Just give me the order.
This needs a lighter touch.
Anchor shot. Let us make use of it.
What would you have me do?
Bash.
I'm gonna show you how.
Hey?
You don't stand a chance against them.
Ah.
Okay, here we go.
Don't finish me. Mithra.
Won the moment to call on me.
Why not? Indeed. Anchor shot. Don't give them a moment's rest.
I'd rather use Dragon because he's got a little more.
Focus.
Touch me not. No effect.
Just give me the heads up.
Anchor shot. Let us make aqua wave. Sword bash. Just give me the order.
Oh, even better we use Bridget. There we go. And I think we're
Third stage.
we've got enough blades to break everything, so we'll go now. I think.
One shot.
Mission is
Prepare yourself.
This is unexpected. We'll do it together.
We should be able to.
We're up, Gramps.
Right, let's do a guaranteed one first. So we'll go
This
Bizarre.
is the culmination of years of training. Get him, Nia.
We had a
Here I come. Ready or go multi. Morag.
Percival, that should finish the light orb.
Very well. Elemental burst. Let's keep it up.
Right, the next one should finish them off. So we'll use Mithra this time.
Just let me handle it. Photon
Get him, Nia.
on it.
Go on, Draymond. Show us your stuff.
Aqua wave. Begin.
It's the overkill with 2 orbs left to smash.
Suck it to them.
Very well.
Use more
Bridget. For our
Bridget, sorry. For that one.
Let's keep it up.
And we need her ladyship again to
Go
do
for
that
it.
dark orb.
Lightning.
Elemental burst. Get him, Nia.
Here I
This
come.
is happening.
Ready
I'm so
or
glad
go
you made an
multi.
enemy of me. You won't be getting away.
Elemental burst.
Morag.
Just realised we could, if we'd have managed to squeak another one out, we would have got a full burst potential on this one. It's Percival.
Percival. How'd you like that? Excellent.
Not high damage on that
And
one.
another
okay.
one.
So we will use. Should we use Mithra
Go
again? She's
for
the
it.
most high power that we've got. She's best in that level 3.
Get him,
Crap,
Nia.
actually.
Here I come.
And Admin again.
Ready or go
And then we use Bridget to finish it off.
Mortal storm. Morag. Suck it
Bridget.
to them.
For Ardanian honor. Enemy down.
There we go. A nice chunk of bonus. Lovely.
I don't get it. I'm meant to be a driver now. I have a blade of my own. But I couldn't do anything. Fan. Nothing's changed. I'm just as weak as I've always been. Jin, what happened to make you like this?
What is that?
Dad. Ryan Army
No! Shit! Who gave that damn order?
At this rate, I don't think there's any stopping them.
How so?
They think more Ardain attacked them illegally, with no declaration of war.
This is bad. If someone doesn't explain what's really going on...
But there's no time for that.
So what? We just give up?
Heavy cannons. That's Uriah's main weapon.
Here too. More Ardain also readying artillery.
I don't care if we're not gonna make it in time. We need to get to Uriah.
Right.
Wait!
You little scamp. Do you know how much the core you took was worth? I stole it from the castle. 3 years it took me to get it. And now...
Please! She's barely 10 years old!
Silence! Stay out of it!
Oh!
If you die, it'll be as good as new. You brought this on yourself.
From now on, I'll protect you. I'll keep you safe. Always. My name is Jin. What's yours?
Laura.
It seems like sending Outcasts was the right choice. You alright?
I've been through worse. I can handle it.
Jin, I swear I'll make your dream come true. So stop putting yourself at risk.
There's still time.
Is that part of your dream, too? What are we, in the end? This hunger I feel, this thirst, is it really my own? Or is it someone else's? Sometimes I can't tell. Tell me, Jin, are you really here? I don't know where I really am.
You're starting to sound like a human.
Oh, yeah?
Perhaps we're not so different after all. Humans and blades.
What's the deal with this ceasefire?
A tribunal, it looks like. Praetor on Malthus is here in person. And who's going to argue with the Praetor?
Does he have any clue how many men we lost? If those Ardanians get away with this, Architect, damn it.
Quit your grumbling, mate. All this is way beyond our pay grade.
You got that right. We're all just faceless cannon fodder to the bigwigs. CO says jump, we jump.
Right, so things have developed there. We got to see a little bit more of Jin's backstory, which you get more in depth if you play through Torna, which I have done and is on. I played through on a live stream and is on the channel already, I believe. So yeah, it seemed that his encounter with Rix may have started to change the way he sees the world. You've got Malos questioning his own, questioning himself and who he really is, which is interesting. So let's keep going, shall we? Morning, folks. Everyone sleep well? Not a wink. Figured as much. Let's take a nice walk over to the hall where the emergency summit is being held. Clear our heads a little. Someone's got to escort Morag over there, right? I think I'd be perfectly capable of finding my own way. Mithra's meant to be attending too, right? Apparently, yes. See, we might as well all head over. I guess so. I guess you're right. Let's go then. It really doesn't like green, my capture card, does it? Okay. If anyone in the comments knows what's causing that to happen with the capture, where I get that discoloration at the bottom of the screen, bottom inch or two of the screen, let me know, because it's really irritating. Right, before we get to the top of this, let's just go through our blades and make sure we've got everything up to scratch, shall we? With their charts. Oh, no, I'll keep on that screen.
I can do even better.
Hey!
What is we haven't done yet?
I'll have to live up to the trust you've placed in me.
Straight to the top then. Actually, no, we've already looked at Poppy's chart, haven't we? So that's fine. Let's have a little look around. Because why not? Through here is the venue for the Summit of Nations. I must apologise, but introduce forbidden, but all but the official representatives of each nation. I guess this is as far as we go. Yes, Bridget, and I will proceed to the summit. I'm coming with you. And so are you, Mithra, remember? I guess. Not sure I like it, but I suppose I have to play my part in all this. No problems. Be careful in there. Okay, Mithra. Don't worry, I'll handle it just fine.
My deepest thanks to you for agreeing to this ceasefire, Queen Rakura, Emperor Nile.
As I recall from the Assyrian treaty of 350 years ago, the Praetorium was to refrain from intervention in times of war. And yet here you are intervening. But I trust you have a suitable justification, Your Eminence.
Naturally. But first, to ensure impartiality in these negotiations, may I present Nira Nira, acting chairman of the Argentum Trade Guild. Furthermore, representing the Tantalese, His Highness the Crown Prince Ozikairis Brunev Tantal will also be attending.
The Crown Prince? The prodigal Prince of Tantal.
What a spectacle! Seems the Praetor has as much clout around here as ever.
Could we not just take them out here and now?
Good point. All the principal nations' heads gathered here? It'd make things easy later.
The way to the World Tree must first be opened. Wiping out mankind is the easy part. We could manage that ourselves.
Even so.
That isn't our only goal, remember? We must wait for the stage to be set.
Is Jin serious about this?
Yeah. I've been wondering that myself.
Oh, he's serious. He always is. He will annihilate mankind, and then he will kill the architect.
Now, it seems Mor Ardain has been accused of a unilateral breach of treaty in this matter. Emperor Nile, I open the floor to you. Is there anything you wish to say?
While we are still conducting investigations into the cause, it cannot be denied that weaponry belonging to our forces was discharged against Uriah. Regardless of any possible reason and circumstance, we are prepared to offer recompense for this grave offence.
So you want to settle this with money?
We will provide any compensation deemed necessary.
Perhaps I'm misunderstanding. To my ears, it sounds almost as if you mean to imply that the blame for these offences does not lie with your Majesty at all.
We are investigating. I ask that we not draw any hasty conclusions.
What need is there for investigation? I believe a cause has already been established. There are witnesses.
And that would be? What a preposterous notion. The people you speak of are merely a terrorist group. How could they possibly command that measure of...
It's the truth. I, Ozikairis, swear this in the name of King Eulogimenos Tantal.
Can confirm ex-Chairman Banner give these people some kind of supplies. Military supplies, methinks, and in great number, yes.
But why would...
What if I were to tell you that the Aegis Malus, who raised the world 5 centuries ago, was involved?
Ridiculous. Everyone knows he disappeared in a blaze of flame.
He's very much alive, believe me. That arsehole, the Aegis, has confronted us in person. And if my word is not enough for you...
A blade? But that core crystal...
This is another Aegis, named Mithra. Your Highness has heard of her, surely?
So the rumors that reached us were true. Who is its driver?
If you knew that, I dare say your surprise would be even greater. But that is not the matter we are here to discuss, Your Highness. This is a dire situation.
Six o'clock already. Mithra's been in there for a long time now.
We've just got to trust them. They're dealing with the leaders of whole nations. It's not like there's anything you or me can do to help.
Ugh.
I've noticed something about Malos. He's an Aegis, but you wouldn't know it from how he's fighting. I'm pretty sure he's damaged in some way.
You mean he can't use the full extent of his powers?
The wounds I dealt in our battle long ago may not be completely healed. His end goal is Elysium. He wants to go back to the place he was born. There he can heal until his powers have recovered. If Malos is allowed to restore himself,
the horrors of 5 centuries past will return.
Or worse still, Malos's goal is simple. He means to destroy humanity in its entirety.
Why would anyone desire that?
Perhaps he doesn't even need a reason. It seems to be a deep-seated drive. An instinct. As natural as breathing.
All of this is my responsibility.
Praetor Amalthus? Whatever do you mean?
It was none other than I who awakened Malos and unleashed him upon the world.
So, Your Eminence, the rumor that you were once Malos's driver is...
I never intended to obscure the truth. It is writ plain for all to see in history books. I was a fool. It was to prevent such foolishness that all passage to the World Tree was forbidden after the Aegis War. However, it has become apparent that the laws of men do not apply to Malos. The time may have come to lift that restriction. I appreciate this.
Don't think you've earned my trust. But since Rex is going to Elysium, their paths are bound to cross. That's all.
I'm surprised. You seem so devoted to the boy.
It's for both our sakes. But you, Amalthus, who is it that you're living for?
Right, quite a lot going on there. It'll be interesting to see how this develops, I suppose, won't it? Right, let's crack on. Morning, folks. You look a bit better slept than yesterday. Pretty much. Fan's state funeral is to be held today, is it not? Yeah, I think it's meant to be happening right in Sirius Plaza, right? Outside the sanctum. You'll be going, right, chum? Yes, it would be wrong for me not to. Sirius Plaza is not far away. Time to go. Quick, quick. Master Pond, so bossy sometimes. So one of the things that always throws me is party order. We're in the wrong order now, but that doesn't matter. Don't think we're going to be doing any fighting anytime soon, but let's take the shortcut, shall we? Yeah! Bonk. That way. More cutscenes, I'm afraid.
I guess they did call her a goddess. The state funeral makes sense. Shouldn't you be with him?
He's a boy. Best not to bother them at times like this.
I expected you'd be more clingy. You really are different from her.
Actually, letting him be was more her idea than mine.
Really? Pirates? Get out. So wait, you're saying you want to go be clingy or what?
I'll burn you.
I kid. Sheesh. It's weird, though.
What is?
I mean, don't you think it's odd? Normally, if a blade or its driver dies, it'll just go back to being a core crystal. So why is Fan just dead?
I did wonder the same thing. There's only one way I know for a dead blade to keep its physical form. Remember Minoth? I mean Cole. He was a flesh eater.
Yeah.
But Fan wasn't a flesh eater. I can say that for sure.
What's that?
That's the shape of Fan's core crystal. Well, how it used to be.
But now it's a triangle.
Rex and I are quite a unique case, but this is different still.
How is it different?
If a blade shares its core with another, its shape changes in a uniform fashion. In our case, the center part went to Rex and the outer part to us. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be a rule.
But Fans isn't like that.
Exactly. It looks more like someone stole her core, doesn't it?
Interesting. So, I suspect that Fan's crystal's been modified in some way. Wonder how that will play out. That was quite a grand funeral ceremony. Spoke volumes to just how much Fan was loved by her people. The goddess of Indor won't be an easy position to replace. Hey Rex, what are you going to do from here on out? We're going to reach the World Tree. We'll need the Praetor's help, but Master Rex, there you are. Praetor Malthus wishes to speak with you. He is waiting in the audience chamber. That's perfect timing, then. Maybe he wants to talk about the World Tree. I'm afraid I cannot say. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get ourselves over to the audience chamber, then. Yeah. Let me skip travel to it, save a bit of time, because, as I said, this is unfortunately... It's quite a grand stage, as it were. Unfortunately, It's basically just a stage for cutscenes, this section, unfortunately, this part of the game, unfortunately. It's a little frustrating. So... let's just crack through this cutscene and we can crack on with some gameplay, hopefully.
My apologies. Did I keep you waiting?
No, not really. What were you doing?
I was cleansing the core crystals. It markedly increases their resonance success rate. Bonding with the crystal carries certain risks, you understand.
I know.
When I became the driver of an Aegis, this power was awakened in me.
So, I might be able to do it too?
Who knows? Different people are cut out for different things.
Right, yeah.
Now then, my work is done for the day. Come with me.
A special envoy? To Tantal? Me?
Correct. Behold. As a salvager, I imagine you are already aware, but this is Allrest, the world we currently inhabit. We make our home on Titans, moving in circles around the world tree. And here lies the Great Void. This void came into being 500 years ago. It did not exist prior to that.
So I've heard. It's in our way anyway. It stopped us reaching the world tree.
The Great Void is carved from the Cloud Sea by a monstrous beast known as Ophion.
Wait, you mean that thing?
To be precise, it is an artifice, a servant of the Aegis.
Of Mithra?
So that thing is Mithra's, then what did it attack us for? Doesn't make sense.
Ophion was felled in the ancient battle with Malos, sinking below the clouds. This means someone must have revived it.
Correct.
And you're saying that someone was Zeke's home country, Tantal?
Yes. They gave Ophion one directive: to ensure that none approach the World Tree. They sought to prevent a repeat of the horrors of the Aegis War, so an obstacle was created, the Great Void.
How did they manage a feat like that?
As I've said, mankind is regressing. Only one artifact remains that can rescind Ophion's orders, and it lies in Tantal.
It's called the Omega Fetter, and it's guarded by the royal family. I'll take you to it.
I've prepared your envoy documents already. Your quest is to set foot in Elysium, correct? Malos and his ilk will surely seek the Omega Fetter for themselves. I would ask you to reach Elysium before they do, and inform me of what you find there. Do it as a favor for a once foolish old man, and so that people may have a future in this dying world.
So, looks like we're off to Tantal then. So Zeke, you're going to be guiding us right to Tantal, right? Sure am. But let's head back to our chambers before we talk about it. It isn't exactly the place for discussing stuff. Back to our room. Got it. I'm trying to have a quick browse around. I think there's a chest around here somewhere. I could be wrong. I seem to remember there being a chest somewhere in the Praetor's study. I could be wrong there. Window recesses, is it? No, right, okay. Don't know why I thought there was a chest here, but I didn't. I could have sworn, maybe I'm just misremembering them somewhere else. Probably am, never mind. Back to our room then. As I said, there's a lot of running between cutscenes in this section of the game, unfortunately. Which is a little unfortunate, but... We've prepared your rooms. I presume you'll be wanting to leave soon. Please make sure you're well rested before you set out once more.
We can reach Tantal by ship, but once we're there, we'll need to do a spot of walking.
So we're travelling with Shell, you? Never thought I'd see the day.
I think you'll find I make a fantastic ally.
Luck of Zeke not so great. Bet we shipwrecked by tomorrow.
Cheeky furball.
We're all gonna die.
Hey, Zeke. You said before that Torna concerned you too. What did you mean by that?
What? Oh, yeah, that. I don't know about those clans, but Torna, the country that fell 500 years ago, they were the ancestors of us Tantalese. The people of Tantal are descended from Adam, the hero of Torna who escaped its destruction.
So, after Pyra fell asleep, Adam escaped to Tantal?
That's right.
That is the first I've heard of it. I have studied much history, but this story never featured. Most peculiar.
We're humble. Don't really like to brag about it. The only real trace left is in this here sigil of the royal family.
So why did you awaken Haze?
Because her power was of great use to me. Indol has found itself under attack from Torna a number of times. She was necessary in driving them back.
Really? Then why don't you seem to have any others? Blades, that is.
Driver though I may be, I am no fighter. Besides, I find the warrior monks here so reliable. They get the job done.
If you say so. I wonder, do you know why Torna are using the name of a dead country?
Jin was a blade of Torna once. Loyalty or nostalgia? Who can say? Perhaps both.
Is that really all there is to it?
You don't think so?
I don't know much about what happened while I slept. There are no written records, either. All we have is stories passed down.
And you think that is insufficient? History is a murky thing. Only those present can truly know what took place.
But weren't you one of those present?
And that is why I offer you my cooperation.
I guess we'll find out if we go to Tantal.
Right, interesting. As has been mentioned, the Praetor was there when has been alive all the time that Mithra and Pyrrhus slept. Yet he seems to offer no clues as to what happened in the intervening 500 years. Curious. Right, let's head for Goch's Port. Can we make it a leisurely walk? I guess. Why? It's been yonks since I last went home to Tantal. I've been thinking of Indol as my home so long now, it feels weird to leave and I want to enjoy my last moments here. You can be shockingly sentimental sometimes. I know, shocking, isn't it? Shut up, you two. You going to take some Indolone presents for your folk? For the folk you haven't seen in a while? As if my old man would want any of that. Come on, let's start walking to Goch's Port. Could grab a swig of Ardiffer on the way. They don't have that stuff in Tantal, so this could be your last chance. I said shut up already. Right, we will walk to the port, I think. It's not too far away. And while we're there, we'll see if we can. I doubt we can. Have a quick look at the Orcs' Cause we've got, see if any of them will be useful. To pop on some of our blades, just to give them a bit more strength or longevity in battle. We don't have traditional tank blades, so steps. We'll take the shortcut. I'm just going to confuse it, but never mind.
Huh. Oh.
So we can't do Max Evade yet because we haven't got any of the stuff for that, but okay. Can't do Arts Heal, stick that one over the other blade. Always quickly put them onto my blades. So I'm going to pop the max attack on Mithra. That's probably not the best choice, but it will do for the time being. And max barrier on him. Menu. Oops. So let's go back to where the cutscene is. No, not the question mark. not interested in quests at the moment. So we're on our way back up to go to the cutscene. Should have done the way round, really.
Tensions seem high.
From what I gather, it seems an official summit is to be held between Mor Ardain and Uriah.
A summit? You mean about the recent punch-up? But I thought...
Didn't Praetor Amalthus get him to stop and sort it all out?
Perhaps there are some discussions they would prefer Indol not to be privy to.
Besides, Uriah doesn't like to associate too closely with Indol. They'd hate to be seen as acquiescing to the Praetor's will. Got to keep up appearances, you know.
Acquiescing? You what?
Like letting him tell them what's what.
For such a spanner, you sure use some big words. How come?
Stop calling me that! Buzz off, kitty no-mates! Anyway, this summit would explain why Morag isn't around.
Indeed. She has much to attend to.
Shared sovereignty over Gormott.
Yes. I don't think anything less will be sufficient to placate them.
The Senate would never approve it.
I can overrule them by decree. Of course, I would need to secure Senator Roderick's cooperation.
Imperial decree? If it's come to that, well, then I cannot dissent. I cannot help but admire your courage, Your Majesty.
That means a lot, coming from you.
Acting Chairman Nira.
Sorry for intrude. Is emergency, so Nira take liberty of drop by unannounced.
You certainly look troubled, Chairman. So, what is this emergency you speak of?
Well...
You knew I liked books? How could...
The eye of shining justice is throbbing! This is my true power! The eye of shining justice is throbbing! The eye of shining justice is throbbing! This is my true power! This is my true power!
Sorry about that, just doesn't have my mic turned on.
So, we can make our way to Tantal from here. I assume the Praetor has a ship waiting for us.
Hey, Shalad.
What?
Are we really gonna just leave Morag behind?
Who's leaving anyone? She's got her own priorities, you know?
Yeah, but still.
Anyway, her schedule is filled with official duties right now.
For sure. It's just a bit of a shame is all. You know, since we came all this way together.
I guess I know how you feel, chum. Huh? Speak of the devil?
Banner's going for the summit.
On top of everything, an assassination attempt?
If blood gets spilled at the summit, it'll mean war.
War's good for business, after all. I guess he wants to use that to get himself back in with the guild.
Why, that little? I was wondering where he'd slunk off to. What a sneaky git.
It seems acting chairman Nira wishes to take care of this incident covertly, to avoid it reflecting badly upon the guild.
So you came to us?
If we mobilize the army, the whole thing will become public.
Oh, I get it. So we're a more convenient solution.
I'm not forcing you. If you refuse, Bridget and I will do what we can alone.
Ah, come off it, lady. You wouldn't even think of dragging us into this, if you thought you could handle it on your own.
I suppose not. You know Bana as well as I. There's no telling what he might be plotting.
According to Acting Chairman Nira, several giant weapons were being built at the factory where we last saw him. And one of them is currently unaccounted for.
Giant weapons.
Got it. Besides, you know, we've got our own score to settle with him.
Thank you. It will be easier to focus on my duties knowing you are on the case. Good luck.
Leave it to us.
Sorry about that little bit of silence there as I noted again. That's like that cutscene. I realised I had my mic turned off, so I was just going through, grabbing a couple of orc schools and getting a couple of orc schools set up, so I could boost the power of my blades a little bit, and well, a couple of my blades anyway. I'm not sure what else I was doing really. Maybe just generally messing around. So here we go. Myself, I'm an Ardanian, yet I live under the protection of Indal. And the Orions and Gormoti here, for instance, just seem to get along just as well. But just take a look at those lot. Clutching at their tools of conflict, fixing one another with the coldest of stares. They can't even have a civil discussion short of holding a banquet like this. Don't you think it's absurd? If they have time to be wasting on such extravagances, they could use it to save their own suffering people. It does frustrate me. Sometimes I think the people running these nations could learn a thing or two from being in our camp. So, we need to investigate what's going on behalf of Bridget, so that's what we're doing. Because I'm trying to prevent shit going down, as it were. Hey, have you heard anything suspicious going on around the Ardanian summit? Well, I saw these weird bird people, not like Nopon, a bit bigger than that, and really, birdy looking. I think I saw a picture of them before in a picture book, but I can't remember what they're called. Turkin, maybe? That's it, they're called Turkin. Mithra, stop squatting. Thanks, that was really bugging me. But what would a bunch of Turkin be doing in a place like this? Thanks. I don't know the official way around these, so I'm just going to do the quickest way around these guys. So I'm just going around as quickly as I can. Have you had anything going on anything untoward going on at the Urdanian summit? There was one request I thought was decidedly suspicious. We had a knock-on fellow asking about supplies of poisonous substances. I told him we do not handle such items here, of course, and he left soon after. And from what I hear, he's been asking around other places too. Who knows what he might be plotting? Much thanks. Sioken. Soon will be a big summit talk thing. Yes? Friend, know anything about anything suspicious happening there? There's certainly something not quite right going on. I saw a very large wooden box being transported onto the Titan battleship. It was accounted for in the inventory list, but most of my colleagues think it's no problem. But honestly, I can't imagine what they would want such a huge box for. I'm worried about what might be inside. Thanks. Oh, okay. Have you heard anything suspicious going on down at the Uriah Ardanian summit? The Ardanian title battleship has extremely sturdy defences. I doubt a single weapon in this whole port could damage it. Besides, I hear the main conference will only be attended by a very select group of trustworthy individuals. I can't imagine how any miscreant could hope to get close to the VIPs to harm them, even if they wanted to. Lots of people are on edge, but I don't think there's anything to worry about. Thanks. Fionkus. Soon will be big summit talk thing, yes? Friend, know of anything suspicious happening there? Nothing untoward going on in the Ardanian army, I assure you. Those who have come to Indol belong to the Carrig Imperial Guard, elite soldiers who have solemn oaths to protect the Emperor. So if anything suspicious were to go on, I'd venture to say it would have to be on the Urian side. I find it difficult to tell what those people are thinking sometimes. Thanks. That's all direction down the bottom. Okay. Renatio. Have you heard anything untoward going on at the Uriah Ardanian summit? In the current climate, I fear almost anything could happen. I can scarcely wait for the day when that huge, awful Titan battleship is gone from our shores. It pains me to even see such an unsightly structure on our beautiful city. I'm sure all upstanding Indolite citizens will respect Zentit's presence. Why can Moradane and Uriah not simply cease all this foolish conflict and simply submit themselves to the will of Indol? It's one of those, okay. So they're all this direction. Okay. Someone down here, but where? Right down the end. As far away as we could possibly get from the other two. Olinda. Have you heard anything untoward going on at the Uriah Titan summit? Perhaps there are untoward intentions on the Urian's Moradane side. Frankly, I would expect it. But I can assure you that we of Uriah have no intentions of trying anything funny. The word of Queen Rakara is absolute. We trust in our queen and she wills it. As she wills it, we will gladly put our weapons aside. So there's no need for concern. That makes sense. Of course, if a queen ordered me to take up arms, I would gladly fight tooth and nail against those Ardanian dogs. You would do well not to forget that. Thanks. Okay. A little harsh, direct, I suppose. So we need to head towards the Ardanian ship now. That way. The Indolite Guard. Fadelico, sorry. Soon will be a big summit talk thing, yes? Friends know anything suspicious about things happening here? Oh, I have a good one for you. I think we need to get the details. Mithra the sort of stick her nose into anything. Some kind of ingredients with a monstrously foul odour were carried onto the Ardanian Titan vessel. The stench was so strong I can still smell it on my clothes. There were other ingredients too, weird and wonderful, lots of them. I don't know what they're for, but it can't be your average recipes. Thanks. And they're all the way down here. Calimid. Soon we'll be summit talk thing. Yes, friends know of anything suspicious about suspicious things happening there. Wish they made the dialogue unique, but I understand why they didn't. Problem at summit? A ridiculous notion. The summit will be held aboard the Titan battleship. We have no need to fear attacks from the outside. This door is the only entrance, and it will not be opened until just before the summit to meet Queen Rakara. We have not allowed a single suspicious individual to pass this point. As such, there is no need to fear attack from within either. Thanks. So there's a lot of running around here and not a lot else, unfortunately. So, there's a barrel up there. We haven't grabbed hold of it, so we might just detour quickly, I think. I know where I need to go to get to where I know where I need to get to where I need to be for the story quest. But
you're all mine.
Puppy power! Calm your mind. Structural analysis in progress.
I can't open it anyway. Okay.
There. That should do it.
Unfortunately not. Never mind. Right. Let's progress the story then. Yeah, nothing of interest, if I remember correctly. We've gathered quite a bit of information now. Yeah, plenty of blatantly bogus. It's blatantly bogus, but there were some rumours there to dig. That did bug me a bit. Time to sort out the real dirt from the baseless suspicion. Ooh, detective time. First, we need to clear up the basic premise. Who's targeting the Summit of Nations? Is former Chairman Masterpon forgot already? Is former Chairman Banner Masterpon forgot already? No, Tor not that stupid. It's traditional for deducting is to start by listing information everybody know. Proper flow is for Rex to think carefully and provide answer. Oh, okay. On to the next basic premise. Where is the summit to be held? The Ardanian battleship. It's inside the Titan battleship of Moradane. Yes, that's right. Seems like Banner is planning an assassination, but what method do you think he might be using? Poison. I think the method might be poison. Yeah, the ship's totally secure from the outside, and only trustworthy people attending after all. I guess any method that really leaves is tampering with the food. But when exactly would the poison be added? And to what exactly? The main meal of the banquet. It's got to be the meal at the banquet, right? Yes, I can hardly imagine the VIPs were preparing their own food. I'd quite like to see Morag and Bridget to try to cook up for a banquet. And someone was saying they'd seen lots of weird ingredients being carried inside, right? Indeed they were. Suspicious big box carried inside too. Could the strong flavoured ingredients be to hide the taste of the poison? Well, sharp, Rex. I'd bet that's exactly what they're for. The only question left is, who would be carrying out the poison itself? Let me see now. Well, the only people mentioned are odd with the turkey. So we'll go for the turkin, I think. Could it be those turkin? The ones that girl was talking about? Banner used turkin as minions before. Tor remembered the artificial blade factory in Moradane. Makes sense. I can see how they might be more convenient for him than hiring professional assassins then. Yeah, but you think turkin know the first thing about cooking? I don't know about that. Listen, I think we're just going around in circles here. If we know somebody's probably going to poison the food, why don't we go check the battleship itself? Good point. Regardless of who's carrying it out, we should act fast if we're going to stop this plot. That's settled then. Everybody in dining to go to dining hall of Ardanian battleship. We'll have a little browse around what we can browse around. Well, let's. Oh no, cutscene. That big box seems a little suspicious, and they've directed us towards it as well. But I don't think we can do anything with that just yet, if memory serves. Let's have a little look around the hangar, see if there's any sneaky little hidden treasure chests or anything before we go into the next. That's a dead end. If we're going in the quote unquote the correct direction. We've been inside this battleship before, as I recall.
And arrived.
So I think we should go run around.
This is where we were going.
Not hidden all the treasure this time. The cheeky little blighters. This is the prison room from before. Nothing opens up. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Seems as though they're deliberately blocking us from going anyway, but the way they want us to. Never mind. Oh, Turking chefs, this must be where we need to be.
Stop everything! Hold it! What? Don't play dumb! Poison! That food is poisoned!
Poison? You kids crazy in brains.
We're past talking! Quick, grab them!
Yeah!
Beat them, club them to death with a power.
I could do this alone.
showed you and we'll be okay. You put your feet up over there. Or I'll
Cannon!
Ha!
Scatter shot!
Rolling smash!
Maybe let me show for it.
Watch out!
Everyone's getting psyched.
A choice strategy!
Good on you.
Protocol activated!
Why not? Strong smash! Everyone's getting psyched. Flowing
Too slow. Come on, Mick, away to go.
I shall drown you with my power. Blade combo, third stage.
Anchor shot!
Let me show you something.
No intention in trying over kills, they're not very powerful here.
Let's give them the full treatment.
I'm
Hit it! No! Why not? Sword back! Rolling smash! Anchor shot! Hit it! No!
Everything going its way.
That's where the top one. That's in the left now. All done.
Much stronger.
Please wait!
Papoonin! What are you doing here?
What silly question! It's Papoonin who hire world-famous band of gourmet chefs, fire dragons!
World famous?
Gourmet chefs.
More
Ardane, very insistent, want only very best food for important summit. Papunin work wings to bone finding chefs, and now what this?
So you mean...
These guys are just a bunch of cooks?
I did think they were not putting up much of a fight.
Then this food is actually...
Delicious! I could eat this stuff forever!
What friend doing? Very expensive food now go to waste.
Sorry! We really did think they were here to murder someone.
Murder? What this nonsense friends talk? I demand compensation. Friends have no idea how much time and money Papunin spends on this.
An explosion?
From where?
Hey, what's going on?
Explosion in the hangar! Right when everyone was busy with Queen Rakura's arrival. It's really bad.
The Queen is here? This is it?
Rex, we need to hurry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Hey! Hey, wait! Hey! No running away! Compensation!
So we need to find out what the fluff's going on, don't we? Fortunately, it's a straight line from here. Just being nosy. As well you would be, wouldn't you? No, nothing to rob. Never mind.
Who are you, villain? Is this some underhanded Ardanian trick?
Wrong! But also right. Truth is complicated. Anyhow, here is where Queen died. If it looked like Queen killed by more Ardane, me in the money again!
That voice. Banner from the Argentum Guild.
Correct! Top box for the Queen!
But you were unseated as chairman.
It's not so easy to get rid of Banner. Trade Guild of Argentum belong to Banner, down to last screw, last drop of oil.
Hold it, Banner!
You, Rex! Nah, Banner not let Rex interfere with plans. Again and again, Banner not stand for this.
Master Pan, that artificial blade.
Rosa! Meh. Tora feel much greater power than before. Especially from mark on forehead.
What's going on? What's that?
Even Emperor comes straight to Banner. Convenient little mob to play.
Come on, Banner. Cut the bad guy talk and accept you've lost. You know you won't get away with it. What with all these witnesses here?
If Banner simply kill everyone, then nobody blah. Victory of Banner is assured.
You know we can't let you do that.
You think you handle the power of upgraded Giga Rosa? Things go very different this time.
I don't think they will, also.
Let's show them a thing or three.
Someone saw a dinghy job. Thank you.
Well done. Maybe we're not.
Wicked rolling smash.
Good shot. We finally got something.
Wicked art.
Why not?
Anchor shot.
Maybe we'll get out and live healing when do we get to the concession?
You're tired.
That's awesome.
We've got a bit of time on that, right? About 8 minutes.
Ruinous weather, topple. I got it. Watch me work. Launch, ruinous weather. You're going down.
Axe twist. Show you how I will show them.
Strong smack. Nothing can stand against. Let me show you what I can do. Excellent. Behold the power of water.
Watch out!
It's the law of battle.
Going to squash you.
I shall defend you to the last.
Anchor shot!
Make haste and retreat.
Rolling smash!
Scatter shot!
Ha! Sword bash! Anchor shot! Ha!
Come on,
Anchor shot!
Gotcha! I think this needs a light attack. As you wish. Blazing jumbo! Steady! Thrill! I'm gonna show you how.
Why not?
So we've got water, and we've got fire.
Steam explosion top. I got
Gotcha! Why not?
Wind is the stake, because I don't think we've got any path to
Let's finish this so we can start on the research phase.
Yeah.
Boreas, I'm gonna show you how to thrill!
Pyra!
You can do it, baby! One moment, hold on me. Now you're chance to get some healing.
Sword bash!
We've got 2 wind blades. In theory, we should be able to
Protect Master Pawn.
ouch.
Going to squash.
Why not? Sword bash! Anchor shot!
I shall defend you to the last.
Gotcha! Pyra! Go for it! Anchor shot!
No, come on, Sora. This is what I want.
Anchor shot! Rolling smash!
Break would be nice, Neil. If you'd be so kind. I can't use another 4 because I'm inside.
Blade combo, third stage.
So I'll level 7.
Just give me the answer.
Anchor shot!
I shall defend you to the last, my lady. Make haste and retreat.
When do we get to the next section?
Daring shot! Stones! Grenade launcher! Michael's armor crusher!
Protect Master Pawn.
Going to
Pyra!
Okay, here we go. Right.
Much obliged!
So can we get the
Blade
fifth?
combo, third stage.
I've only got 1 dark blade, so dark's going to be tricky. Unfortunately.
Sword bash!
We'll finish him with all the like this. So
We're up, Gramps.
we have to go fire first.
Now, what's astounding?
Tora, keep up.
Tora right here! Poppy, all power to weapon systems!
Magnificent.
Nia's turn!
Yuraikan, ready or go
Raging tiger.
Let's keep it up.
We'll pipe in the second round then.
Magnificent.
I
Azami!
was getting tired of waiting.
Magnificent. Tora, keep up!
Tora, right here!
Elemental burst!
Mia's turn!
Work hard, research hard.
Begin!
There you go.
And another one.
Magnificent!
Hit it, no!
Decadent finale.
Elemental burst!
Tora, keep up.
Tora, right here!
Copy Alpha.
Good.
And there's only one.
Mia's turn!
Here I come, ready or
Let
go
us settle
naughty.
this. Elemental burst!
Two ones of
And another one.
available.
Mithra.
Just let me handle it.
Superb!
Tora, keep up.
Tora, right on
Copy ready
time!
to face anything.
Superb!
Mia's turn!
Work
Here
hard,
I come,
research hard.
ready
or go naughty.
Mortal Storm!
Superb!
Oh, well, I have another round to do. Oh well.
Much stronger.
That can dispatch trains keep us healthy.
Splendid.
It's alright, we'll take that. A little bit of bonus HP as well.
How? Even Giga Rosa defeated by these nasty meddling kids.
This ends here, Bada. You are under arrest. The Praetorium will handle the judgment. Assassination is a serious matter. Your sentence will be harsh.
So the mercantile genius Banner meets an inglorious end before my very eyes. Pitiful.
Banner is... Banner is not kind of man to go down like this. If I go down, I take you with me. Watch out!
Igion! As you wish.
Niall Ardenek, you sought to protect us?
I'm glad.
Majesty! Majesty! Your Majesty, please, no!
Your Majesty, I have failed you.
It can't be. To protect us, you... Please, wake up. Niall! Niall!
Morag.
Dromark,
Yes?
distract the others.
Distract? I'm not sure No. My lady, you cannot.
There's still time. Hurry!
Yes, my lady. There are more of them!
Where?
What'd you say? This way! The rest of you should get to safety.
Chum! I'm on it.
You're gonna be fine.
What do you mean, imagined it? You got us all in a proper tizzy.
My apologies. I thought I spied silhouettes. I did not mean to cause trouble.
Hey!
Huh?
Hey, you guys! His Majesty the Emperor is awake.
What?
Can it be?
Majesty?
I apologize for making you worry.
Majesty! It's a miracle.
When Aegean returned to his core, I was certain we had lost you.
Honestly, you call yourselves soldiers. First aid? Anyone heard of it?
But his wounds...
Just scratches. Nothing me and Dromark can't handle.
You saved... Thank you, Mia. I truly don't know how to... I will never be able to repay you for what you...
Oh, don't sweat it. Let's just say you owe me one. That'll do fine, right?
Mia. You shouldn't be up. It's only been one day. Please don't strain yourself.
Half a day off and look at all this paperwork. I swear, it's like they don't want me to sleep at all.
Majesty.
Special Inquisitor, I hereby issue you new orders. It is my wish that you travel with the Aegis as an emissary of the Empire. Guard her, and defend her against her enemies until she reaches Tantal.
Guard the Aegis?
I've already discussed it with His Eminence.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I cannot accept. Just think about what happened yesterday. It would be sheer foolishness for me to leave your side.
Is that so?
Huh?
I can see it in your eyes. It's clear that the Aegis, or rather, that boy, has made a great impression on you.
That's not... I am your Special Inquisitor. Ensuring Your Majesty's safety is my only concern. To abandon that duty and go traveling... Is this... Aegeon's?
A driver who cannot even protect himself is no driver at all. Yesterday's events have made me keenly aware that I have no aptitude for it. It will be of more use in your hands.
Majesty.
The world is changing, Morag. I trust you more than anyone to lend that boy the wisdom and strength he will need. I miss it, you know. Lake Util and Gormott.
What?
Remember when the two of us would shake off the servants and go swimming there?
Yes. Of course.
Kids from the nearby village would come too. Good times.
Majesty.
If Mor Ardain, no, the whole of Allrest, could be like that again, wouldn't it be beautiful?
Is that my new duty then?
In truth, it should have been you sitting in this chair right now.
The Imperial line has always passed from father to son. On the day Your Majesty was born, that's exactly what happened. I knew that day would come. It came as no surprise.
You were raised by my father to take the throne of the Empire, as befits the daughter of my Lord Uncle Andric.
And I am grateful for it. If not for him, I would never have met Bridget. Never have met them. I'd have missed out on so much.
There. Those are your true feelings. A magnificent power resides in you. Morag, power like yours exists to be used.
Niall.
You've been tied down long enough. Follow your heart, Morag Lidair.
I have no words. Thank you, Your Majesty. Very well then. I hereby accept the task you have assigned to me.
That's the Morag I know and love. Make me proud.
So that's how it is. It seems our paths continue to entwine.
That's awesome news. To be honest, I was really hoping there was some way you could stick around. I was just thinking of asking you myself.
Saved you the trouble, did I?
That you did. Thanks a bunch, Morag.
I can't help but feel that in all the confusion surrounding Banner, our concerns have been neatly swept aside.
The Praetorium maintains absolute control over blade distribution. It is quite vexing.
Awakening rates from natural cores are very low, which limits the pool of compatible drivers.
So to create large numbers of drivers, the cleansing Indol provides is a necessity. That much I'm willing to accept. The real problem is the fact that the Aegis has awakened. Now, this is no time to be squabbling over territory. If we misread the situation even a little, Uriah itself could be sunk to the Cloud Sea's bed. Emperor Niall must surely be thinking the same thing. That's why he sent his precious Morag to shepherd them along.
And now we find ourselves in their debt.
Who could have predicted such an act of selflessness? Was it just the passion of youth? Or was it...
My liege?
In any case, for now we should keep our troops mobilized while we monitor the situation. I hardly expect Tantal will comply with the Praetor's plan so easily either.
Burn more egg in the party, simply just that nice bit of jelly. Do we have those? No, we can't, I'm looking at it. Okay. We've got only about 5 minutes left of the video, so what I'm going to quickly do is Let's try and get some blades for Zeke. Why not? It's not for at least 25. Common core crystals, quickly. This could be a very boring few minutes, I'm afraid, guys. I think it's going to be a generic female with the two. Yeah. So, we're going to get this to any clues? Generic. Yeah, another generic one. Anything good on the chart? No. Just going to put the comments, didn't we? So just put these common ones now. Another comment. Unless they've got no particularly there's a particular skill, I don't know what it's called now. Potentially allows them to generate an organ transfer. That's a male. Zeke's more of an attacker as well, so he needs to have attacking blade. Which that isn't. Got no space for core crystals. Oh well, never mind. Right, so I haven't done a mercury pin in a while, so let's do some. To be wrong. Just good to transport. Okay, so we've got enough places that we
Count me in.
No, well, construction here. Right here.
I hope you'll pray for my safe
Everyone's
return.
counting on me. I gotta step it up.
We'll send these guys out pretty much in the video, I think.
I won't let you down.
No problem. I'll finish the job properly.
There you go. Transport mastery. Make with the success of civic skill locks and particular blade. I don't know which one is off the top of my head, so. So we'll send those guys off.
How's this sound? Rock and the Rockettes. I'm Rock, your leader. I'll scout ahead.
Just show me the way.
Just hit. Right. I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to call it time there, I think. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, or hope you've had a good day, depending where you're watching this, and I'll see you next time for part 13. Laters, guys.